Corey P. Smith here again. Um, I wanted to hop on here and answer a question that someone sent me regarding late payments. They actually sent me a video of a guy, and basically the guy was talking about late payments aren't real. He was talking about the difference between consumer reports and credit reports. Um, he was real articulate. He was knowledgeable about some things, but I think in others that he was kind of reaching. But to answer your question, emphatically, late payments are real. Um, Federal law uh, requires that if you are more than 30 days past due on any bill, they have a right to report it to the credit bureaus. They have a right to report it as being late, even when some companies don't report to after you 60 days late. But late payments are real. Um, they're one of the hardest things to get off your credit report. So, you can't buy into that. You can't believe everything that you hear when people talking about credit. Some of the other stuff that he was saying was on point, like the difference between the credit report and the consumer report. Yeah, he was right. The credit report is essentially a snapshot of like your risk. Like they can determine real fast whether they're going to extend you a loan, a line of credit, or a credit card. The consumer report, yeah, it's more detailed. It's going to have stuff about your demographics, anything legal you might have, public records, um, everything. Like consumer report is real detailed. Um, like Accurant, I talked about that years ago, which is LexisNexis now. Um, that's a consumer report, or like AccuSource. They provide consumer reports, and there's some others out there that provide consumer reports, real detailed reports. So he was right about that. But in terms of late payments not being real and some other stuff, he completely off. And I'm not trying to knock this guy. I don't know if some of you may have seen the video, some of you may know him, but late payments are real. Like, I think he was kind of reaching, um, like you have some people they really believe in like the UCC sovereignty, being a sovereign citizen and things like that. And to each his own. I don't believe in it. I went through that 15, 20 years ago. It's not real. That's why I always would tell people, like, don't go start a war that you're not going to win. Just stick to the money. Um, but as far as late payments not being real, they are very real. Um, you guys just have to remember, like, some of the stuff that I lay out when it comes to repairing credit, you have to read. You have to read between the lines. I always tell you, but my methods, they work. Like, I wouldn't tell you to do them if they didn't work, or I haven't tried it. But you have to be persistent. You have to stay the course, and you have to be careful. Like I always tell you guys, like, you have to do your own research sometime and try stuff out for your own. Like, but for that person that sent me that video, like, I wouldn't advise you to believe that. Or he talked about consumer law, and I break down consumer law completely in my new book, The Game of Credit. I lay it out from start to finish, like I even posted something the 2 days ago, just saying, hey, take them to arbitration before they charge you off. Just dropping a little something. But that's consumer law. But I go into more detail in the book. And he touched on that. I think he was on base with some of the stuff that he was talking about, but not everything. Uh, when it comes to this credit stuff, man, you really have to go through some things. You really have to try some things. Some stuff will work for some people that won't work for other people, and a lot of that depends on like where a person lives, like literally where they live at, what zip code, what state, how many times their credit report has been messed with or worked on, if they're fresh, how old they are. All those things matter when it comes to a person working on their credit. So somebody might have great success the first time, like ooh, I got six negative accounts removed, and you can go try the same thing with the next person, and it don't work. So you have to try something different, and I think all you guys need to keep that in mind. But just be mindful when you listen to people on the internet. I mean, I'll never tell anybody, don't fact check nothing that I say. But I mean, I'm not gonna tell you nothing that I haven't tried. Like if I tell you something, I tried it. Whether you understand how I explain it, whether you can read between the lines or whatever, I've tried it. It worked. So I'm not gonna tell you something that I heard somebody else say or something somebody else told me, like it telling me their method worked. I gotta do it. But that's basically what I wanted to hop on here, to answer that person's question. I'll answer somebody else's question tomorrow. I hope that helps you out. I hope you do a little bit more research. But yeah, late payments are real. Like they are real, and the creditors have a right by federal law to report a late payment if you're more than 30 days due. So I just wanted to answer that question. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.